It's week 6 of the NFL, and we've got a showdown in the NFC West. It's the Cards and the Rams, and it's coming up next.
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they enter play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. Leading them out, a 2-year starter at Ohio State and second overall pick in the draft, C.J. Stroud.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 19 carries, 54 yards.
He comes into this one ranked 9th in the NFL in rushing. I think that every member of that offense knows exactly where he sits. You can see it from every one of them out there. They're all fully committed to making this a game where he really breaks free and climbs a couple of spots.
That pass taken in by Burks. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Gets around him. Room here to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Well, I'd have to say in that situation, they're lined up for a running play. It's only 3rd and 2. Some element of the pass, but that was really well blocked.
Probably call those gravy plays, right, if you're the offensive coordinator?
No doubt about it. All you're trying to do is get the 2 yards necessary for a first down. Then you look up, you got a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, they did. They got a lot more than that, indeed. They keep it with Barkley on first down. Nifty move. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 46 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Stroud. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. They hand off to their big tight end. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Tegan Quatoriano, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cards are on the board first on the road here in L.A. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From his end zone is Byron Pringle. So now the Rams will get their first opportunity with a football. And leading them out in the 3rd year of a young career out of Alabama, it's Mac Jones.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A guy coming off his best season as a pro. Here's Nick Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 16 carries, 91 yards.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and the reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Now Jones. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Short throw, it's Higbee. Well, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Off play action. Jones going out wide, finds Chubb, and he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Off the bootleg, Jones. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the 1st down.
They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this Arizona defense. And they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Definitely going to need to be physical with these receivers, whether that's right at the line of scrimmage trying to jam them and bump them up their routes, or when the ball arrives and you go ahead and put your shoulder into them and try and knock it loose.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Logan Hall able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Well, this defense for the Rams, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Again, it's Barkley. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to get this one all the way down to the Rams' 8. 113 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Traylon Burks, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
This fielded right at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. L.A. set to take over again on offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Back to throw. Jones. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
James now to return. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. Why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. On 1st down, here's Stroud. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Was it Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground? That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Stroud looking to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And they will stop him short and get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. They'll run with Barkley. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Throwing now is Stroud. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Zadarius Smith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Stroud. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping him on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Barkley going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. They'll give it to him again. And this time he is in. Saquon Barkley, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals take a 3-touchdown lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Slide for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Jones throw taken in by Landry. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Jones. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. 2nd down, here's Barkley again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down. And Stroud now to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Short throw, it's Higbee. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Bought him a little extra space. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. The throwing again is Stroud. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line.
Well, the Rams going to take over late in this first half.
And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line.
Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. 1st and 10, it's Stroud.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Eluding the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Now the Rams about to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He's already over 100 yards rushing for the game and has a touchdown run as well.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play.
From the end zone, here's Pringle.
Breaks through the contact.
And he returns this to the 22.
Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the option right, it's Jones. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown, Rams. DeAndre Carter, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point from McManus is good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Play action. Here's Stroud. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now a 3rd and 6. Now Stroud. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the 3rd quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And the Rams now coming out on the field. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that one too wide and incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving them a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and it seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
23 yards on the play. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Chubb will get the call running left. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They go play action here on first down. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Back to throw. Jones. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Logan Hall picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Jones under pressure. They got him again. That time multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week.
And this is caught. He's got a touchdown LA. Nelson Aguilar. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams have got it back to within a score.
But that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
McManus's point after is good, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Cardinal offense takes back over, and their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. Short throw, it's Higbee. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
Taking a shot for Samuel. This is caught inside the 15. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A huge play there for Arizona. 61 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Stroud. That is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 140 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the gun on 3rd down. Stroud. Touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba. A 5-yard touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by a Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown catch. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Rams ready to go on offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, Chubb. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really start to matter. They got to make some moves.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. James now to return it. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. It's Cardinal football. They're also out in front of the scoreboard as we get set for the 4th. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Stroud. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the one he was after there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Stroud. Smith and Jigba hauling it in on the out route. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Again, it's Stroud. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and complete.
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw here taken in by Ingram. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now Jones. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down. Those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. This 2nd and 4. Throwing Jones. Pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete.
No surprise, they try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley to about the 48-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
151 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. And they'll run on the inside handoff. He'll get this down to the 38.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And some nice running going to get him down close to a 1st down at the Rams 33. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 2nd down.
Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. That goes for 14 yards, 1st down Cardinals.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Rams' 14-yard line.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate.
3rd down and 1.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Arizona, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Southern California, so long, everybody.